right, we're at the Greenwich Concours d'Elegance 2015 in Greenwich, Connecticut. I'm Michael Artsis, and we're here with Michael from Automotive Restorations Inc. You've got a beautiful car. I love this car. It's near and dear to my heart. This is a red 72, am I correct?
That's correct.
Ferrari Dino. There's a lot of controversy always with this car. I find it so weird. A lot of Ferrari enthusiasts say, not a real Ferrari. I completely say that's not true. I say all the way around, it's a complete Ferrari. The real knock is that it was designed by Alfred Dino, Enzo's son,
right,
and that it had a V6 as opposed to a V8 or higher. But this car was fast, it was stylish, it was beautiful, it was Ferrari through and through. My favorite part of the entire car is that glass window in the back that is curved.
Right.
This is a Targa, unbelievable.
It is correct, and it's probably, the one thing you left out is probably one of the more dependable Ferraris ever produced.
Right. Well, especially back then. Now they're dependable, or more dependable.
Right. The modern day cars are fairly dependable, but in this era of, let's say, 60s and 70s, most of the V12s were very, very high maintenance cars, with the exception of maybe the Maranello, which is a very economical car to run, as well as this. But this is comfortable. It's light. It's not too big. And it offers everything that a Ferrari should offer.
And it's fun to drive. It is absolutely fun to drive. And you guys have restored it.
We have not totally restored it, but we did a major engine overhaul on it. There were a few issues in terms of rot, which are very familiar with this particular car because of water drainage into certain areas. But they were repaired correctly with lead as opposed to Bondo, and then parts of the car were repainted. But we just do such a beautiful job. You can't tell what was repainted and not. The interior is original.
It's original. Wow, it's beautiful. I actually thought it had been redone. It's so beautiful.
No, it's all original, and so the car is a very well sorted, really great car.
What do you think? I told you what I think makes this car special. It's just gorgeous. It's fun to drive. It certainly screams to me Ferrari. Everything about it. To me, it's one of the few Ferraris from that era that people actually stop and stare at and look at and oogle over. They know it's a Ferrari. And it's I think the Daytona was the big deal of the day, the 512 BB Boxer. But they weren't exciting to me. They don't, and today they still don't even look beautiful to me.
The Daytona Coupe or the Berlinetta Boxer, all those cars of that era are not the most pleasurable cars to drive. Daytona drives like a truck until you're up to 80, 90 miles an hour, but in today's world, where do you get a chance to go 80, 90 miles an hour? This car is so flexible and so durable that it's fun to drive in traffic, it's fun to drive in an open road, it handles beautifully, it's easy to handle, where the other ones are very heavy because of the massive weight in the front. It's got everything going for it. Plus, as you say, the looks and the savoir-faire of being in a Ferrari, as opposed to some other cars. People say, "What's that?"
There is nothing about this car that I don't like. I mean, I could tell you every little styling cue on this car is just phenomenal. I love all the little air vents, the air vents over the engine. The engine's a mid-engine car. It actually has a pretty big trunk for a car like this and a car of this size. The scoops on the side by the doors, both these wheels and the wheels that came, the Campanola wheels with the chairs and flares, were beautiful, beautiful wheels. I like the lights like this as opposed to having the plastic coverings on them personally.
That's more personal taste.
Right.
I have people that come to me and say, "Oh no, I like the covered headlight look." Other people say, "No, I prefer," like you saying, you prefer it this way. As far as the vent here goes, I mean, this is actually is a classic styling piece of work, because when you look at the modern day cars today, whether it be McLaren or Lamborghini or Ferrari, this look is still very prevalent, and if anything, it's more exaggerated now. But it's almost like a timeless styling exercise.
It really is. It is timeless style. It is so beautiful. The steering wheel, I love the Dino logo and the fact that it's a Ferrari. That's the other knock, right? It doesn't have the prancing horse on the wheels or on the front. It's got the Dino. You can always put it on. But I love that. There's no other Ferrari that has that, and so I think it makes it a special Ferrari.
Exactly.
But it is all Ferrari, and it's so cool. And this is the car his son Dino put together, and that's why it's called the Dino. Although I like it because of Dino the dinosaur too. The gate shifter is an amazing, in every Ferrari, right?
Well, from what I understand, that the Dino Ferrari was also a lover of small displacement engines, and this is why this was started as a V6. whereas his father was into the big V12s, and he was totally the opposite direction. So
This still did.
This really came around.
This still did 0 to 60 in like 7 seconds, which back in the day was unbelievable.
Even today, it's plenty fast enough. I mean, you get all these modern day supercars that will go 0 to 60 in 2.5 or 3 seconds. I defy anybody to be able to go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds anywhere around here. And so
I'm happy to do it, by the way. If you want,
I would like to try it too, but unfortunately, there's no open space to do it unless you're in Nevada or Utah or something.
I have found some open space, done about 4.5 seconds. That's 4.1, 4.2 maybe even. But it's fast. I mean, I get whiplash. I've talked about this. I literally feel like I've got whiplash, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But this is fun to drive, and it's quick. But the thing about this car, I've had a lot of wheel time in this car. It's a challenge to drive on certain aspects, like if you want to match revs on downshift and stuff like that. So that's cool. You don't have to do that. But what's great about this car is that it handles remarkably well, especially for the day and the speed. Even today, though,
very agile.
It is ridiculously agile.
Yeah, exactly, and that's that's one of the main reasons why you buy a sports car, is because of the handling and that little bit of power and handling combined, and then plus the sexy looks, and
it's just
so
gorgeous.
this has it all.
They don't do it like this anymore. When you look at that curved glass back window, the tailpipes, the vents. I mean, they make nice cars today. They do, but not like this. And this is also all hand built.
Oh yeah. It's a Ferrari.
There
are no such things as mass-produced Ferraris, even today.
That is true. That is very true. Michael, thank you so much. You guys do all sorts of different restoration projects. I see you got some Shelby Cobras, some GT500s, all sorts of fun stuff. If people want to check them out, they got to come check you out.
We do everything from any kind of domestic car, whether it be Mustangs, Corvettes, Cadillacs, you name it, to a huge amount of imports. We do a big Ferrari business, Jaguar, Mercedes. We've got 300 SLs in our shop right now.
Wow.
We've got a 410 Super America. We have.
I got to come to your shop. Where's your shop?
We're in Stratford, Connecticut, on Loops Drive, right off of Stratford Avenue.
We got to make a day of BeTerrific and come there.
Absolutely. But I mean, we're one of the few shops, if not the only shop on the East Coast that is fully self-contained. So we have our own in-house upholstery shop. We have our own in-house engine shop. We have our own dyno.
Wow.
We have our own panel shop, the old English wheel.
Of course.
We have our own body shop, paint shop. We have 16 lifts for mechanical work. The only thing we don't do is powder coating and chrome plating because of the environmental issues.
We got to come by the place. This has got to be unbelievable.
It's like walking into a candy store.
How did you get into this business?
I've been a car freak since I was about 2 inches off the ground, and I actually spent most of my life in the apparel business, and then I retired, and I've known Kent Bain, who owns the company, for years, and he called me one day and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Not a hell of a lot." And he said, "How'd you like to come work here?" And I said, "When can I start?" So I've been in now for a little over 3 years.
Very nice. What's your favorite car all time? I could tell you my 3. I can only get it down to 3, and this is in the top 3.
In all makes?
Yeah, any car.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a hard question.
In terms of Ferrari, I would say my favorite car, Ferrari, is the 330 P34.
Okay.
Like Jim Glickenhaus has here. That's my favorite all-time Ferrari. Lamborghini.
So it's a pretty nice car.
I think the new Huracan.
Yeah.
That they just came. I've driven it.
You like it?
Unbelievable.
Okay.
It's effortless. I mean, you can't make a mistake in that car.
I hope not.
Yeah, right. I mean, I love a lot of race cars. So the '63 Corvette Grand Sport is one of my favorite.
Very nice.
To pick one though, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't. I know it's hard. I can get down to 3. I could tell you 3 favorite Ferraris too. I love the 355 Spider. Because to me that's the last of the real Ferraris. There's no traction control. It's really a hard clutch. If you get the early ones, no power steering, power assist for parking and stuff, but no power steering. But you got some modern features, ABS disc brakes, all that stuff, and it was fast. It wasn't a 308 or a 328. The 288 GTO, the 288 GTO, which was never brought into this country officially, twin turbocharged V8, and it's like the 308 on steroids.
It's a great car.
A beautiful car. And then of course this.
Yeah, no, you're right. But the 288 GTO done they made I think about 5 evolutionary cars that were race. They were supposed to be for rallying purposes under Class B, I believe, in the day, and then they withdrew. The FIA withdrew the class, so they made all these 5 cars, and they didn't know what to do with them. And only what they do is basically crush them.
Right.
You know,
They sold them?
They never ever sell their race cars.
Yeah.
They sold all 5, and I believe 3 exist today.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
amazing
I know
car.
Ralph Lauren had 2 of them, not necessarily that particular one, but the 288 GTOs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still does, but it just a gorgeous, gorgeous car.
Brutish looking car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a very masculine, in your face, type of car.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And very fast.
Extremely fast.
This is the car for me.
That's
this
a whole
is
different thing from
a whole
this.
different thing. Yes.
This is. If you're going to compare
is
those
elegance.
two cars, this is more feminine, and I don't mean it
Yeah.
to say
this
it's
is-
frilly, but this is softer lines. It's
is elegant.
It's finished. It's elegant. Where the 288 GTO is more.
It's a beast.
It's a beast. Exactly. That's
It
right.
absolutely is. And the 355 is kind of the cross between them. It doesn't have the twin turbochargers. It's fast. It's got the brute. It's hard to drive, but the lines are elegant and gorgeous.
I've never driven a 355, and in terms of looks,
You'll want to get your leg massaged afterwards. The clutch is
Right.
really hard to put in.
I think I would rather have this more so than the 355, personally.
This is fun.
it's a
They're
different
it's
world,
hard.
different world.
I know it's hard. You can't.
exactly.
Why just pick just one?
That's very true.
But-
I have a friend of mine that owns a Daytona Spider,
Yeah.
a real one.
I mean, they're awesome.
that's
I
a
respect
phenomenal-
them. I kind of knocked them early on in this interview. I respect them. They're beautiful cars. They're amazing cars. But to me, they're not the prettiest of Ferraris. They don't do anything for me aesthetically.
The Spider is gorgeous. The coupe,
It's special. To me, it's just special.
it's very special. They didn't make that, what, 125
Yeah,
of
it's
them?
ridiculous. And then everybody chops the coupes or
Yeah,
and
well-
kills coupes to try and.
Oh, he is a real one.
No, I know what I'm saying. Like there are people who do it to,
Oh, yeah.
which drives me nuts.
There's a company, I think, in California, Strawman or something,
Yeah.
that did a lot of those.
Yes, absolutely. I like it to be original.
Absolutely.
This is gorgeous. All right, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it.
Michael.
Automotive
Nice meeting you.
Restorations Inc. I'm Michael Artis. We're at the Concours de Elegance in Greenwich, Connecticut on BeTerrific. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming at you.